Hello, this is Sergio Martinez with GJD 3D, and in this video I'm going to be showcasing our head studio to build settings for stones. In this case, I'm using a round stone, which I built using our stone definition. And I also have here, I want to show you this shape, a very simple shape over here that I'm going to use for the prongs shape. This is the shape that I want the prongs to have. And let's get started. So the first thing is we need to get Grasshopper going. So in the command line, we need to type Grasshopper and hit enter. I have already done that, so I have Grasshopper running over here, and I already went ahead and opened our definition. And the first thing is, as you can see, it's asking me is to select the profile, and basically that is the blue circle, which defines the size of the stone. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on that, go to set one curve, and pick that profile curve. And there is the beginning of our head shape. Now using the perspective view and the side views over here, I'm going to configure the way I want this. So notice that we have different sections over here. I'm going to scroll it up a little bit here so we can see all the different settings. The first thing we need to work with is the top ring. This top ring over here, the first thing I want is I want it under the stone. So the first thing I need to do is, change the size. So I'm going to bring it in so that it is slightly under the stone, and notice the prongs are now biting into the stone a little bit. Then I need to move it up or down. So let me work with that. Maybe right around here, a little higher, a little bit higher, maybe. There we go. Notice that we can see kind of a ghosted shape. Later on, when I'm done, I'm going to apply a chamfer on the inside corner so that it creates a small little seat for the stone. So I'm not worried about that going in there right now. So now that I have this in place, the next step is the bottom ring, and that one is over here. So up or down, so I'm going to bring him down so that it's below the stone there. Oops. And maybe something right over there. So right now I got the top ring and the bottom ring all set. Notice that I can, the prongs over here in the next section, I can work with all the prongs. The bottom of the prongs, I can bring it up or down. But in this case, they're good where they're at right now, right down to the bottom. Maybe right there, almost all the way at the bottom. And I can work with the height of the prongs up on top. More prong, less prong on top of the stone. So since I'm just doing this for rendering later on, I'm going to go ahead and bring it down a little bit so that it looks like it's a finished piece, maybe somewhere around there. And prongs in or out, this allows me to bring them in or out. So I'm going to bring them in a little bit. There we go. And now notice here that I can use 0 for circles, 1 for rectangular, or 2 if I want profiles, right? So I'm going to go ahead and move it. And when you start doing these things here, it shows you some errors, but we can just ignore those. And I'm going to go to one more. There we go, 2. I'm going to select down here the cross section for the prongs. So I'm going to go ahead here to the first one, right click, set one curve, pick that shape. The second one, right click, set one curve. And the last one, right click, set one curve. And now I have my prongs, and we can see that is the shape that I want to make. I'm gonna zoom in over here, maybe make this a little bit bigger here. Now the first thing I'll need to fix is the rotation. So I'll Make sure that they are straight. There we go. And then I can start playing with the size of the prongs. I can scale them in different, so here I'm going to make them slightly wider. Let me look at the whole view here. And I'm also going to make them a little bit thicker. There. So as you can see, you have a lot of control on the object on the head that you're creating here for this particular diamond. Now at this point, I'm happy with the result. I got my top ring, my bottom ring the way I want them. I got my prongs the way I want them. A little wide, but a little thinner on there. So now that I'm happy with that, I'm going to go to notice that I can bake the studio, or I can the whole studio head, or only bake the arcs. But I want the whole thing, so I'm going to right click here, enable it, and then right click and bake. And I'm going to choose head layer, the head layer, and click OK. And the head is now in there, so I'll go to File. I'm going to close the definition. I'm not going to save any changes, so I'll click OK. And as you can see now, I have the head already there. Let's get Grasshopper out of the way here. And at this point now, I have a very nice little head already built all together, And if I want to, I can hide the head group. And then I can add some finishing details here manually using regular Rhino tools. Like for example, I can go over here, apply a chamfer to the inside here. And it looks like 0.4 millimeters is too much. It's going to hit this here. So let's go to set all and change that to maybe like 0.2. And it's a little smaller. There we go. I hit enter. And there I got a nice little seat there. Maybe the outsides here we could put a radius just to soften it up a little bit. And it's set to 0.05. It's a very small little radius, so that's good. Enter. There. Here's the finished head, all done, all solid and ready for continuing on if you want to add now a shank or anything else. Now that I've created the head, I went ahead and did 3 copies here, just so that I can do a test render here real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some materials here. Maybe an amethyst for that stone there. I'm going to go ahead and put this on rendered so we can get a preview. Then I'm going to get the white diamond and put it on this front stone here. And maybe what do we have over here? Aquamarine, topaz blue. Let's do a ruby on that stone there. Then let me come down here to the metals. Maybe we'll grab the 18 karat yellow, and we'll put that on this one here. And then we'll put some platinum on the diamond. And I'm going to expand this here so I can see more material. There we go. So I'm going to throw in the platinum into this guy here. And maybe silver, or maybe the white gold here to that one. There we go. So now I got gold with the amethyst, and ruby with white gold, and the diamond with the platinum. And I'll go ahead and put a floor plane. So I'm going to go here to Brazil options here. and put in a ground plane. Make sure that that is under my diamonds over here. There. And I'm going to go ahead and throw a material on that. And just drag and drop. There we go. I'll make sure I set them up in my safe frame. Nice and square there. And I'm going to go ahead and render.